What's up friends, Chook here, and welcome back to Darkest Dungeon. So, when we left off last time...
Madness and morbidity. Your work begins.
Alright. When we left off last time, we just created our party, and now we're going to run the new dungeon. So we can see here it's a short Apprentice Level 1 mission. The goal is to complete 100% of room battles, and it's a skirmish type mission. So these are the rewards that we get: 3,000 gold, some currency. These are the other currencies I was talking about. So there's gold, there's busts, portraits, deeds, and crests. So we get a few different currencies, and we also get a quickening satchel for a grave robber, which is another hero type. So let's just head in here and see what we can do. So now here we've got to build a party. So we want him in the front line, him in the second line, him in the third, and her in the back. The usual suspects. Alright, provision.
The cost of preparedness, measured now in gold, later in blood.
So before you go out to a quest, you get the provision from the shopkeeper. You want to take different supplies depending on what region you're going to and how long the quest is and your own preference, but always bring some food and torches. For your first short quest, try bringing at least 8 food and 4 torches. So we'll do what he says, 8 food and 4 torches. Oops. Now these are the other items you can get, like I was saying. There's a shovel, which could be used to clear obstacles and break into things. So if we find a grave, you know, we could dig it up, or there are some like sort of roadblocks and things like that you need to dig. So a shovel is a good idea to take. I don't know whether we'll need it on a short, but I'll take it anyway just to show. I'm not going to grab any of the others, but basically anti-venom cures blights, poisons, all that type of thing. Bandages cures bleeding. Medicinal herbs used to cleanse items and prevent maladies can also be applied to hero to eliminate combat debuffs. Skeleton key, self-explanatory, and a holy water used to purge evil and restore purity can also be applied to a hero to increase resistances. So we'll run with 8 food, 4 torches, and a shovel for this one. And so this is like the first proper dungeon mission outside of the tutorial. And this game is really hard, actually.
Must be driven back. And what better place to begin than the seat of our noble line?
Okay, so right click on a hero's image portrait anytime to bring up detailed panels showing the hero's quirks and everything. That's just basically saying, you know, you can right click on them to see all this stuff that we looked at before. And here's the map here. So as you can see, there's not too many rooms to go to. But we did need to complete 100% of room battles. So we need to go down this way and then come back and go this way. So we'll head down here, and we don't have any scouting, so we have no idea what's coming. But we'll just walk through and see what we get. So here we have a locked display cabinet. We don't have the skeleton key, so had we bought one, we could have used it here. There could be valuables inside, but this cabinet is locked. Try to open the cabinet. It's trapped. And he's now bleeding, which is unfortunate. Okay, so here, luckily, we brought a shovel, because this is one of these roadblocks I was talking about.
Even the cold stone seems bent on preventing passage.
A crude jumble of stones and debris block the path. If we use the shovel here...
Without tools of iron, you must rely on flesh and indefatigable purpose.
Did we not use that? Okay, they all got stressed and hurt. I'm pretty sure we used it. We dragged it up there. Okay, I don't know what that was about. So let's keep heading through. He's taking his bleed damage, and you can see here the torch has gone down a little bit. So let's stoke that up a little bit, so we're not super stressed. And we've got our first proper fight. So Tornaville, I don't know, whatever his name is, has gone first. So Plague Grenade hits the back 2 lines and puts a blight on them. So we'll see what their blight resistance is. 20% and 10%, so that's probably a good option. Let's do that. Didn't hit them for any damage, but they both got blighted. So that's not bad. He's hit us and we resisted the bleed that he was trying to do. Now it's Dismas's turn. The Grape Shot hits the front 3, which is pretty good, or we can give ourselves a buff. I think we might buff ourselves, because this fight might take, you know, a few rounds. So this will hit any of the back 3 lines. I want to get rid of... I don't know. I think I want to get rid of this cast the chick. So let's shoot her for 2 damage and give ourselves that buff. And he's just throwing a goblet of blood at me and stressed me out. Alright, so now it's our healers go. So we've got the Judgment, which does damage and heals ourselves. We have a stun, we have a heal, and we can't do this from the back line. But that's alright, because I'm not, you know, that doesn't seem super great right now anyway. So I think maybe a stun. What are their stun resistance? 25%, 0%, 25. So let's... Oh, we can't stun the last guy. That's unfortunate. Let's try and stun her. There we go. Dodged that, whatever that was. She took damage from the blight. She's stunned. Didn't get to have a go. Okay, so now it's Reynolds' turn. And we can do this to make them attack us. We can stun one of them, we can hit one of them, or Zealous Accusation will hit these front two. So let's give that a go. There we go, bit of damage. Monsters with high prot. Some monsters have high prot, which absorb attack damage. Dots, blight, and bleed ignore prot and are effective means of taking these heavily armored opponents down. So this guy has 33% prot, you can see there. None of these guys have prot, so it's basically saying use bleeds and blight and status effects on this guy is the better way of taking him down. So this just shuffles. This is a buff, this is a heal and a cure, and this is a plague. Let's just plague these guys again because it does stack. So now they're taking... Well, there you go. He just died from it. She's taking 6 damage per round. So the blight and bleeds are pretty good if you can stack them up and get a few off on the same target. So 1 damage per round. That's not much. We can deal with that. Okay, so now it's his turn, and he's buffed himself. So if we Grape Shot, it's going to hit both of them, or we can try and bleed one. But I think we'll just go for Grape Shot. There we go.
Give them no quarter.
And we got the crit, and if you crit, sometimes, I think it's sometimes, I'm not sure if it's all the time, you'll de-stress a little bit. So now it's her go. What's his stun? Okay, he's got 25% chance of reducing the stun, resisting the stun. I think we might just use this to heal up. So we'll heal up our front line. And now it should be Reynolds' go. You see, I'll show you actually next time.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
Next fight, I'll explain how you can tell which turn,
These
whose turn it is.
They can be beaten.
Okay, so for that we got an Onyx, so 500 gold there, some more busts, Citrine 250 gold, and some more food. So we'll take all of that, and then we come up against the chest. Now, if we go in here, you can see here there's a trap. We have a chance of disarming traps. So he's got a 20% chance. He's got a 50% chance. He's got a 20% chance, and she's got a 10% chance. So I'm not sure whether that means if the chest is cursed or whatever, that's a trap, but we'll figure it out. So a chest with your family sigil. Let's just open that up. Contents are yours. Just some more currency there. All right, so we finished that room. Let's head to this one. Okay, so that's his kleptomaniac thing there. We didn't get a chance to open this. He just went, nope, I'm stealing everything, and took it. So here is an Iron Maiden. Nothing could go wrong, right? It's an Iron Maiden. Nothing could go wrong. Okay, it went wrong. It tried to blight us, but he resisted it because he's a champ. So we'll keep walking here. And there was a trap, which we didn't see because we didn't have the scouting. So we didn't know that that trap was going to be there. So let's head into this room. Okay, and we got another fight here. So you can see here next to everyone's... I'll wait till it's my turn. Okay, you see here next to everyone's health bars, they've got a little yellow line there. That signifies that they haven't had their go yet. So you can't, as far as I'm aware, you can't tell whose go it's going to be, but you can see that, okay, 3 of us haven't had our goes and 3 of them haven't had their goes. So you can kind of do the math on that. If there's, you know, one of them has their line left, you know that one of them is going to have a go, so you can stun that target so he doesn't get his go, etc, etc. So let's play grenade these guys and miss, which is unfortunate. Let's creep shot these front 3.
A singular strike.
Kill one. Oh no, just crit one really badly. We need to heal Dismas, so let's get a heal here. Bump in the night. And bump in the night. Alright, so now if we Zealous Accusation, hopefully we can kill these 2.
As the fiend
and we did.
falls,
So, you see here, here's these corpses. We can't really Zealous Accusation or anything because we're going to hit the corpses instead, which is really unfortunate. So, let's do a pistol shot and take out this guy if we can. And then he's going to create another one, another corpse. So we've got this, which clears all corpses. So let's just use it on him. Does it still clear them? No, because it missed. That's unfortunate. Alright, well, let's just heal up. He can't do anything. So, may as well just use this. Give ourselves some protection. And mark ourselves. Okay, and the marking didn't work. Alright, so we could pistol shot this guy. And he dodges. It's not going to plan. Let's try this again. There we go. So now he's up the front. There's no one else to... No other corpses to protect him, sitting him in the back there. So now he should die fairly easily. Just like that. So we've taken a bit of a beating. We've got a bit of stress up, and we're only 2 rooms into this dungeon.
Confidence is a slow and insidious killer.
So we just took the loot there. So now we need to head back to where we came from. Having cleared this already, we're safe in knowing that, you know, there's not going to be any more traps or anything like that. Should stoke the torch a little bit. Alright, so here's a hunger event. So as you go through a dungeon, you may get a hunger event. The exertions of adventuring have produced growing hunger amongst the party. Basically what that means is you need to have 1 food for each person. And in doing so, you eat 4 food. We've got 10 here. Because we started with 8 and we found 2. And you regain 5% of your health. If you don't have enough food, or you choose not to, then you take 20% damage of 20% of your HP's damage, and you get stress damage as well. So you always want to have enough food. You can manually eat the food to regain a little bit of health. Consume 1. Oh no, it doesn't say. It heals you. Just using food heals you a little bit. But if you use that and you run out and you can't do this hunger event, it's going to hurt you in the long run. So it's always better holding off on the food unless you're absolutely sure, or you're desperate and you need it. So we'll use this. Eat that, heal up a little bit, and head in here. So now we want to go this way, and we're going to use another torch just so we're in high light, radiant light, 97 out of 100. So that light should last us a while now. So we'll head through here. I'd like to get another trap.
Mechanical hazards.
Ah, that hurt a lot.
By evil intent.
I'd like to get a scouting off to show you what that looks like. Alright, we got surprised somehow, even though the light is somewhat high, and that kind of screwed everything over. So let's swap these guys back, and he can still do everything through the back line, so them being swapped around isn't actually that bad of an idea. And she can actually do her other move from there, so that was my bad. I should have put him at the back. So let's get a plague grenade. buff on these two. I want to take out this Arbalist as soon as I can. I don't like the ranged attackers. They seem to, you know, sit in the back and just do damage all the time. There's not much you can do about it. So I like to get rid of them. The frontline guys, I don't know. They're not as bad, I don't feel. Okay, so let's get a heal off because he's quite low. Okay, resisted that bleed, that's nice. Stressful incantation, that will just stress us quite a bit. So she's up to 82 stress.
Such a terrible assault cannot be left unanswered.
Shit, now she's 96 stress. When you get to 100 stress, it's like the breaking point. And your hero can either come through at the other side of it and have a positive effect, or the stress can completely destroy them and have a negative effect. So it's like it's kind of like human nature, you know. Some people really work well under pressure and under stress and fight through it and, you know, get the job done, and other people just completely crumble and fall apart. So if and when she gets to 100, which is looking likely, we'll see if she, you know, comes out on the other side victorious and will help us, or whether she will just like shit the bed and become useless. So let's get a Zealous Accusation out here. And let's get a Grape Shot here, I think, as well. And miss them all. Perfect. We're all fairly low on health here. Don't bleed, don't bleed. Ah, crap. This is not going to plan. So let's heal him up. How bad is that bleed? 1 damage. Okay, that's not too bad. Let's blight these guys again. Or should I... that 1 damage per... It's not really worth you wasting a turn to heal him. Yeah, I'm just going to blight these guys again. Now they're taking 6 damage. Look at that, that's crazy good. Okay, so that move, he resisted it, thankfully, but that will push him back. It's like a shuffle, so it might have pushed him all the way to the back line, which would have sucked because he's got no way other than swapping to get to the front line, and he can't do anything other than when he's in the front line, so that really would have sucked. Okay, let's Zealous Accusation these guys again. Yeah, they're all quite low. She dies from that. He should die from this as well. Oh no, he's got 9 health. Alright, so what can we do? Plague Grenade's only going to hit him again. Now it might be a good time to get rid of this bleed, because it also heals him for 1. So let's do that. Well, next turn he will die from that bleed, from that blight, sorry. We really need a party heal, though we're getting crushed. Let's heal him up because he's the lowest. Nice max heal there. And then Grape Shot could finish them all if it hits. And it does. Perfect. Okay, that was good.
This expedition at least promises success.
So we got some more gold there. Some more deeds, gold, and busts. All good things. Okay, quest complete. So that must have been all the room battles. Let's continue adventuring. This is risky, but you can see here there's 3 other rooms. If we go through there, in fact, actually, I think we might just go back because we don't want to stress her out completely, and we're all kind of low. There will be other loot available there, but no, I think we'll just play it safe, actually.
More moans return to rest. Devils remanded to their abyss.
So we got 3,000 gold, some currency there, this satchel for the grave robber, which we don't have yet, but I'm sure we'll find one eventually, and then, you know, all this stuff which equaled 1,425 gold, and all of these other currencies. So that was pretty good, I think. Got these guys to level 1, and these guys further on to level 2. Now let's see if they get any bad and negative effects, which they did. Winded. -1 speed if HP below 50%. 1 speed isn't too bad, but that's not, you know, it's still negative. He got the same thing, and more damage and crit against humans. That's really good. Ruins Explorer. So scouting chance in ruins. Ruins must be another area. And tuck it out. 10% less damage if below 50%. Well, she's not really a damage dealer, so that's fine. And last gasp, 1% speed if 1 speed if HP below 50%. So that's good. So really, the only these aren't really that bad. All in all, that wasn't actually that bad. Let's return to town and see what we can do.
In truth, I cannot tell how much time has passed since I sent that letter.
So, permanent negative quirks. Over time, some negative quirks will lock into place and become permanent. Permanent negative quirks cost much more to remove in the sanitarium. So, I guess when you get a negative quirk, the longer you leave it without getting rid of it, it will become permanent, and then it costs more to get rid of it. That's what I took from that. So, here's what I was saying before. So, week 1, you know, we got those 2 things. The stagecoach leveled up, da-da-da-da. We hired 2 dudes. Week 2... we went through and, you know, did this, and they leveled up to level 1, and Abbey is now unlocked, and the tavern is now unlocked. So, let's check the tavern.
Fresh kegs, cards, and curtained rooms promise solace to the weary and broken alike.
So, stress relief. Heroes relieve stress by taking part in activities in the tavern and Abbey. Each activity has a different side effect. Experiment to find the best activity for each hero depending on their quirks. Committing a hero to an activity locks them in that activity until the next week. You'll have to take a different hero with you on your next quest. So, for instance, Cavalier here is quite stressed. She's 90-something? 96. So she definitely needs some stress relief. So if we put her into the gambling hole, for instance, to relieve some stress, we can't take her out with us into the next dungeon. So we need to, you know, replace her with a few new heroes. Luckily, we've got the stagecoach down here that'll have 4 new heroes in it, because we upgraded it. So we'll check that in a sec. Let's just check what the Abbey does.
The cobwebs have been dusted, the pews set straight. The Abbey calls to the faithful.
So it's just another stress relief type of thing. So you can either meditate, pray, or flagellation. So they're basically the same thing, I believe. And the caretaker is currently enjoying having a drink. So he will always take up 1 slot, as far as I know. That you can upgrade it so you can unlock, you know, all these more slots. So at the moment we can only have 5, 2 here and 3 in the Abbey. 5 units, party members getting stress relief, but you can upgrade them so you can have more. So let's check the stagecoach. Okay. So we have 2 Crusaders and 2 Oculus. So that's kind of irritating actually, because it's a class that we already have, and they're 2 of the same class. But we've got 4 out of 9 members, and we can always dismiss them later, so we may as well grab them.
A mighty sword arm.
It's free to take
by
them.
Holy purpose. A zealous warrior.
And now we have a party full of, well, 3 Crusaders, 2 Oculus, and a Plague Doctor, and the Vestal? And you can also, I didn't realize this, you can change the look of them. So let's make him red, because red's my favorite color. Leave him like that. I think I liked that one. That one. Okay, you can stay like that. You can stay like that. You can't be red because the other guy's red. White. Yep. And they're different. They're different. Okay, good. So let's check what these new recruits have. So we already have Smite. We know what that does. He doesn't have Zealous Accusation. He's got Stunning Blow. He's got battle heal, so he can heal himself for 2 to 4 damage. And he's also got Holy Lance, which is you can only use from the back 3 rows, but it boosts you forward 1. So if he does get pushed back, he can bring himself forward without having to waste a turn on swapping and doing no damage. So this is basically a way to get back up into the front ranks while doing damage and getting a 15% damage versus Unholy buff. Or not buff, but it does 15% more damage against Unholy. Alright, so this guy does damage and 15% damage versus Eldritch, which is like the alien-y sort of tentacly guys, I think. Or I don't know actually. It might be those. I don't know. We'll find out what Eldritch are. This one does hits both the back lines, and same thing, does damage versus Eldritch. This is a 0 to 10 heal, so it's a massive heal. Well, potentially a massive heal. Does that heal himself? I think that might heal himself and do a bleed on a target. So you bleed a target and you heal yourself. That's what I'm guessing, but we'll try him out. And this one, Vulnerability Hex, marks the target and gives it 15 less dodge. This guy is similar to Reynold, except instead of having the stunning blow, he has that Holy Lance move forward 1 thing that we were talking about before. And this guy has the Abyssal Artillery, the heal. He also hands it the Abyss. It's a stun, but it lowers our torch. And it can only be done from the front 2 lines. We don't want him in the front 2 lines, so that's kind of useless. And Demon's Pull. There you go. Target pulls 2. So that will pull. So this guy will pull him to there. Pulls him 2 spaces forward. So you can shuffle the party up like that, and it also clears all corpses. So that's not bad. So that's what we've got for now. We'll de-stress a few of our people. Oh, wrong one. Now, from memory, he will only pray, won't he? Yeah, he'll only pray. Okay, so let's go and let him pray. Put him in there. How much stress does he have, actually? 63. How much do you have? 68. 56. Just wondering whether they could get another dungeon out of them. Maybe we'll hold off on Reyna. We'll put Dismas in. And she definitely needs... Okay, there are different costs. I guess maybe these ones reduce stress more, maybe? I don't know. Let's see what the tavern... Yeah, it seems to be the same. Okay, so let's put her in here because she's going to need a lot of stress relief. And then that will do us for this episode. Next time when we come back, we'll embark on a new dungeon, try out some of these new guys maybe, and hopefully not die. Alright, well, I'll catch you guys in the next episode.